Дуру, салам, как вы поживаете? Мне очень хорошо. Ну, хорошо. Welcome once again to the mobile studio. And today, by request, shout out to Igor, my man. He wanted to request Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Dustin Diamond is the name of the actor who played Screech in Saved by the Bell. We got Screech against Charles Oliveira, who looks like Big Bird just went on a crack binge. We've got Screech versus Crackbird. Kidding. All right. This is the hardest analysis I've done on this channel. We got two world-class fighters. We have two guys that can fight very well in the sweep game and the mount game. We've got two iron world-class all-time jaws. We've got two seasoned veteran guys that are still young enough to be within their prime. We got two fighters who have just polished off world-class contenders and had to come from behind to do it. We have two guys that have, in their last three fights, have overcome massive obstacles and persevered with fantastic martial arts. Y'all see what Gagey did to Poirier? And then what'd he do? He just came back and laid it on him. Tagged him. Y'all see what Chandler did to Oliveira? Beat him up. And then Oliveira just shook it off, came up and tagged him. Put him down. So if we're standing up, who's got the edge? Pick him. If you make an argument for Oliveira in the stand-up, I'll agree with you. If you make an argument for Poirier in the stand-up, I'll agree with you. So if we go to takedowns, if you make an argument for Poirier, I would probably agree. If you made an argument for Oliveira, I would solidly agree. Which means this is our first advantage. Oliveira is what takedowns in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu should be. Cut the distance, get uke and what am I trying to say? Have the advantage when you land, okay? So aggressive takedowns aren't really what you're looking for in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu flow. You want some sort of cut the distance and an entanglement that whenever you land, you're in an advantageous position for submission. So you could land on your back, being the Tori, you could land on your back, but if you're pretty close, all you got to do is that to attack from guard or attack from senkaku or be able to sweep quickly and get some sort of exotic X guard, or some sort of exotic submission, then by all means. The point of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to take a less dominant position that has more attacks and master attacking from all kinds of positions, but especially guard position. So landing on your back, falling into guard isn't necessarily a bad thing. So takedowns in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is all about what gets me the quickest submission versus Judo or Sambo, which would be more, I want to fall protected in the best pin. Now, sweeps and transitions. Man, dude, y'all. Poirier, his sweeps and transitions are fantastic. Fantastic. But did you see what Charles Oliveira did to Tony Ferguson? Sweep, transition, stack, pass, pass go into a sub, use the sub to turn him to sweep and turn. Full mount with your back bent over Uki. I mean, that's stuff you teach it in class. You never want to be chest to chest with somebody in guard position ever, unless you're Charles Oliveira, in which case you can just ride Uki until he gives you the hips and then you can stack him. Just, and the patience to just sit there and just know that you're in a dominant position and just stack and apply pressure and don't give him a leg. Like, the subtlety of how beautiful that stack that Oliveira did to Ferguson puts tears in my eyes. I could sit and make a half-hour video over why the stack that Oliveira did to Ferguson is one of the greatest stacks I've ever seen. And how Tony Ferguson was still attacking from being stacked is just a testament to Tony Ferguson, who could be stacked that long and maintain the shoulder wiggle to a point where they're not getting passed or put on their face or like, I mean, it's endless. It's endless. You stack something like that, you know, you can pick what you want to do. Shimiwaza, when you want to go to a Jujegatami, a Teigatami, some sort of Ude Hashingi or Ude Gara, I mean, it's all right there. It's all right there. You stacked them. All you have to do is get past the legs, and then that's why you stack people when you pass. And anyway, man, I don't want to get off on we all know Tony Ferguson is a tough person. He's a great fighter, and he is a stupid guy. Because Oliveira had the same Ure Hishingi Jujegatami side control arm breaking lock and could have tapped anyone twice. I would have tapped on the first one immediately. Once he straightened up my arm, I'm like, you win, dude. You go and win the championship, brother. Nothing but love and hugs, bro. I swear to God, if we're rolling and you get my arm underneath your armpit, bro, I'll tap. Even if you don't have it yet, I will tap, because once you lean back, my arm's not the same ever, and I don't care. Whatever we're fighting for, bro, you get my arm underneath your armpit, you can have it in an Ude Hishingi. So don't even roll back. Don't even roll back. Just go, hey, Henry, yeah, take a look. Your arm is under my armpit, and I'm going for Ude Hashingi Jujegatami, and I will take a look, and I will yell tap. So we go to our second advantage, which is jiu-jitsu. Charles Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is just better than everyone else's jiu-jitsu. I mean, you have to go to like Marcelo and Hickson, you know, to find. I mean, even those guys just swept and went for top control. His advanced flow is just the most beautiful thing. It's whenever I start bagging on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I just go watch Oliveira or Brian Ortega, you know, or Kron Gracie, and I'm just like, okay, all right, this is why I like flow, you know. Now, the problem with calling a fight like this is because you've had an iron jaw in the past, doesn't mean the next one's not going to knock you out or cause brain damage or change your life forever. So, I always hate guys that have to get touched up before they do anything. I truly believe in get your range and go for it. That's why I'm a brown belt in judo. You know, I truly believe in go in there immediately and take them down. And I don't like pulling guard. I think pulling guard is like pulling guard is what happens when your suicide throw fails. Okay? Pulling guard is what happens whenever you're about to get Shido. You can't attack, so you just pull guard. Pulling guard is the absolute last thing you want to do because you have a slam and you run the risk of Uki turning Tori and passing on the way down. Never ever try to pull guard. I don't care how fantastic you are with your gi. You start pulling guard with your gi off, that over and under hook they're gonna create a lot of space on the way down. You know, I'm just assuming that you have an advantage with an over and under and you're wrapping to go down. And if you're trying to pull guard with wrists and stuff, it's just dangerous. It's bad because you can get flipped on your back pretty easy if you don't watch out, or if you're going against me and you pull guard, I'm gonna pass mount and make you pay. You're getting choked out with legs most likely and some sort of just brutal sankaku. And I might even roll it 4 or 5 times till I get just a nasty figure 4, just so I'm more comfortable. So if you're gonna pull guard in some sort of high level fight, you need to be getting your sub by the time asses hit the mat. Okay? And Charles Oliveira is the kind of guy that could pull guard and then go for a sub, doesn't bail, not like it, and then take your back and you land on your face. So that's the level of jiu-jitsu we're talking about. And he's got the prettiest jiu-jitsu of anyone active that I've seen that I know of. If you know of somebody who's got prettier flow, I want to see it. I want to see it. He's a 3rd degree in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He could be a red belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And why they don't give more red belts out in Brazilian jiu-jitsu is just arrogant, and it's dismissive of those who have given their life and training to your sport and art. You need to reward people like Oliveira with red belts. You can put a cap on it if you want to, if you're thusly arrogant and uppity. If you want to say that there's only 12 guys that are this good in the world and make exclusivity your marketing point and your whatever, this is the council of 13 or 21 or whatever significant spiritual number you want to, you even make an arbitrary number. Hey, there's only 31 red belts, bro. That's it. All right, then cool. But Charles Oliveira, I don't care what your system is. If someone is doing that and looks like that and has the most submissions in UFC history, I think he should wear a belt that would signify how great he has made your martial art. Okay, I'm done with that. If he beats Poirier, if he submits Poirier, then you give him a red belt. Or 4th degree or 5th degree. I don't even know how Brazilian ranks work. All I know is that if you're lower than a purple belt and you go against me, I'm going to tear you up. Unless you're like a 25-year-old stud athlete, special talent, and you're like a orange in judo and NCAA with wrestling, then yeah, you'll mess me up a mold. And guys, if you're a purple belt and we've rolled and you've thrown me up and down the mat, then you win, bro. Bye. If you're a blue belt and Brazilian and you've tossed me up and down the mat, okay, bro. Sorry, it happens. It happens. Man, Oliveira and Poirier. It is so. The reason why this is so tough is because it's got to get to the mat before, or it's got to get. The fight is gonna go a little while before the advantages are Oliveira's. And Poirier gets better and better and better. it has been, I don't know how many fights it's been since man, am I getting boogies? All right, whatever, y'all. I'm fucking old guy with a beard, bro, so I get some boogies. I hated it when my dad would get boogies all over. Here I am, right? But this fight's got to go, man. It has got to go a while before Oliveira can get close enough to take him down. And then, like, yeah, he's got advantages technically on takedowns, but the hell does that mean against, can he take down Poirier? All right, man, that's cool. I'm a brown belt in judo, and this other guy is a, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But does that mean I can take him down? I got every advantage. But it always, at the end of the day, it always goes back to, like, the guy you're fighting. And can Oliveira take down Poirier? And I don't know. He had trouble taking down Chandler. And Poirier kind of owned Chandler. Not owned Chandler. That's not fair to say. But Poirier, to me, it looked like he had an advantage in takedowns. Although that fight wasn't that kind of fight. So this is why it's so tough. Because you're like, all right, who's the better striker? And then you look at what Oliveira did to Chandler and what Oliveira did to Ferguson. You're like, he made some really good strikers, look bad. And in the case of Chandler beat on him bad. I thought Oliveira was gonna, when I saw that the first time, I thought, wow, the muscling through, I think that during the fight they called them barrages. Well, Poirier's got the ability to do that, and I'm sure that he's watched that tape, and he's gonna look for his cue. If he's gonna throw like some quick thing, he's gonna get him moving back. And see, that's the problem. If he gets Oliveira moving back, Poirier's got the advantage, and then Poirier's got the jiu-jitsu well enough to take mount and try to do some smish, take mount, close mount, high mount, smash. That could happen. That is very well capable of happening. Also, if Poirier gets on top, the sweep game and the reversal game and the backdoor game of Oliveira is magnificent. Next level shit. But you talk about two guys that are going to throw hands for a while, and all you need is one on the button. That fucking iron jaw shit only goes so far. You get hit on the button enough, you will get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of makes this fight so interesting. But Igor, I'm going to have to go with Oliveira. Everything in me, I want to say that Poirier is going to go in there. He's going to trade hands. He's going to find the waist, do a Yoko Morote Gari, fall down, climb up, and do smish. Okay? But as much as I want to say that, Poirier is not Islam Makhachev. He's just not. And smish is like golf. I can show you the principles of smish in 5 minutes. I can give you a good smish game in one class. As long as you're not novice. But even if you're novice, I can put the parts in there in a month. I can get you a decent smash game. Because smash is just old school self-defense, no-gi judo. Okay? Alright. Now go do it against Charles Oliveira. It's hard. You need the tutelage of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov to master something like that. And every fight Poirier, I see him do a little more smish. Little more sambo. just in it. But can I bet that Poirier's game is going to develop to a point where he's going to take the advantage in striking against Oliveira? Maybe a little. Yeah. Then we go down to the mat. You know, can he take down Oliveira? Yeah. Oliveira happens to be a black belt in the martial art that is all about getting taken down on your back and then using the submissions, and he's done it more than anyone else in the UFC history. And you know, you look for comparable fighters. Chandler's a comparable fighter, and he rocked him with the left hook. You know, and it's not necessarily an invisible left hook, but it's hard to see, and it comes at you quick, and it did what it did to Chandler. And then you look at Poirier, and you're like, you know, he fought Gagey. He's had some rough fights. You know, like how beat up is he? And so I'm going with Oliveira. This is for you, Igor. And this is for you, everybody in my channel. And shout out to Ilen Halogram, Drum Spider. Check Ilen Halogram out on YouTube, on Lonely Paradise. Check her out on Spotify. My list is on Spotify. She ain't giving me no money. I'm just promoting her because I think she's a cool musician. Check her out on IG, Instagram, Lonely Paradise, Ilen Halogram, and it would mean a lot if you guys followed her and sent her like encouraging messages on IG and the whole business. All right, guys, I am out. And I want to say thank you to you guys. Calling fights, doing this analysis, it ain't really nothing to me. You know, it's enjoyable, but it's not like I don't get so lost in. I'm not a UFC geek. I'm not like I don't watch every fight. I'm not into every fighter. I don't know all the matchups. But doing this for you guys does mean something to me, you know, and having a history to point at, because like now when I get into arguments about martial arts, or when people ask me why I do things certain ways, I could point out my library. I could be like, go on YouTube, look at my fight analysis, and see how much I'm wrong, you know. Because it's very rare. In the history of my channels, I've gotten 3 fights wrong. And I didn't want to call any of them. The ones that I want to call, the ones that I'm sure of, 100%. 100%. So, hopefully Oliveira can help boost my numbers, you know? But, anyway, with all that out of the way, I just, let's watch a great fight regardless, dude. Poirier Oliveira. Wow. All right. Peace. Khoda Hafiz.